So we are live. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Hey, hold on. This is not up yet. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom,
Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi.
Good morning. Shabbat Shalom. If you are, what's happening here? Technical difficulties, sorry.
But we're getting there with the Facebook live stream.
Okay, I think
Awesome.
we're good now. But I can't see you on here, so let's turn this like this. There we go. Okay. Shabbat Shalom. It's good to be with all of you. Hope you had a good evening.
Yes.
Good evening for you.
Very good evening. It's nice to be back here in the morning and celebrate Shabbat together.
Absolutely. If you are, you're all joining us on some live stream, and you'd like to use a Siddur as we go through our service, a prayer book this morning, if you go to our temple website, templebethemeth.org, and you click on the service. I know it was in last night's service for sure. You can find a link to an online Siddur to follow along with us. Also, if you're on our live stream right now on Facebook, I just put the link into the comments. So scroll up to get the link there. We are on page 192. Matovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael. As I've been saying to our morning blessings group, Monday through Friday, this prayer was not intended to be a prayer. It was intended to be a curse. It wasn't intended to be a blessing, I should say. It was intended to be a curse. When the prophet Balaam was hired to curse the Israelites, his words, of course, then became blessing. How good are your tents, your dwelling places, O Israel. I think a challenge, an opportunity for us all. What in our lives that we may feel is a curse, can we turn into a blessing? 192.
Ma tovu, ma tovu, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael, ma tovu, ma tovu, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael, va'ani berov chasecha, avo v'techa, eshtacha ve'elecha kodshecha, ve'yiratecha, ma tovu, ma tovu, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael, Adonai ahavti
Adonai et ratzon, Elohim berov chastecha, Elohim berov chastecha, Haneni be'emet ishecha. Ma tovu, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkelotecha Yisrael. Ma tovu, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkelotecha Yisrael. Mishkelotecha Yisrael.
Just want to check our technology. And yeah, there we go. So, and say Shabbat Shalom to Eric. It's good to have you with us. And to Anne, Shabbat Shalom. Be sure if you are with us, you can, if you have my number, you can text me. You can put a message in our comments section on Facebook. Let us know that you're in the room with us. So it's nice being here with a cantor, but it's even nicer to know that that you're with us wherever you are. So please be sure to give us a Shabbat Shalom, and we'll say Shabbat Shalom back to you. Shabbat Shalom. Let's see who this is. Shabbat Shalom to Deborah and Ralph. And Deborah and Ralph say Shabbat Shalom to everyone. So, not used to working with one technology, or I suppose
let alone multiple
technology, but multiple technologies at once during Shabbat services. So forgive us for that being a bit cumbersome. Page 194. Page 194. We give thanks for our bodies that they work well enough to be here right now together. Reading in the English. Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who formed the human body with skill, creating the body's many pathways and openings. It is well known before your throne of glory that if one of them be wrongly opened or closed, it would be impossible to endure and stand before you. Blessed are you, Adonai, who heals all flesh, working wondrously. Baruch atah Adonai, rofei chol basar, umafli la'asot. And for our bodies, for our souls, the souls that God breathed into us. Page 196.
Elohai neshama shenatata bi tehorahi. 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 Shenatata bi tehorahi. Elohai neshama shenatata bi tehorahi.
And Shabbat Shalom to Deborah and the Levine family, and to Rabbi Alter. Shabbat Shalom to you, to
Shabbat
Bobby
Shalom.
and David. Shabbat Shalom. It is good to have you all with us. We continue on page 198. We'll be chanting Nisim Bechol Yom, blessings for everyday miracles. What miracles have you already experienced today? That is what our tradition is calling out to us. What have you already experienced today that maybe just felt mundane, but really is a miracle. We opened our eyes. Let's not take that for granted. We got out of bed. I hope most of us. We stood up. We put on clothes. Again, I hope most of us.
But we wouldn't know.
Okay, enough joking around.
But certainly if you're with us, you have gotten up. You've opened your eyes and you've
opened your eyes.
and have woken up.
Yes.
And are with us this morning.
Yes. So before we continue, just another Shabbat Shalom to Deb and to Rabbi Miller and to Deb Gaudet from my previous congregation in Connecticut. Good to have you with us as well. And from Nancy Terry, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to all of you people. They keep coming. It's great.
It's wonderful.
It's
wonderful.
So, Cantor, how are we going to chant through this?
So, because you're going to hear a cacophony up here from us, I wanted to share with you the way that our morning minyan traditionally chants these blessings, so you can figure out what would be most meaningful for you. We like to chant the first two blessings together in the Hebrew, and then the next part of the blessing, the meaningful part of the blessing that distinguishes one from the other, is your choice. You can continue in the Hebrew if that is most meaningful for you, or you can continue in the English, or you can continue in the margins, or in any way that makes sense to you. You can even take a moment and meditate on the meaning of each of these blessings. But the goal of the blessings is to help us take stock in. Remember those small little miracles that get us from the moment we wake up in the morning and open our eyes to be able to be present here together and prepare ourselves for our prayers. Shabbat Shalom, Sarah.
Shabbat Shalom to my family, and they're saying thank you to you. That's good.
I really appreciate that. I thank all of you, and it's good to see you all this morning.
Page 198.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who has given the mind the ability to distinguish day from night. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, pokeach ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who frees the captive. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, zokef kefufim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, for firm earth to stand upon. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamechin mitzadei gaver. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, for clothing the body. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hanoten leyayev koach. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who removes sleep from the eyes, slumber from the eyelids. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani b'tselem Elohim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who has made me free. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who girds Israel with strength. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, oter Yisrael b'tifara.
And we continue on page 204, the blessing for the study of Torah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. And continuing on the top of page 207, our text for study this morning, a really beautiful just sentence, or one sentence for us. The covenant calling and covenant work goes on in each act of teaching and learning of the Torah, through which, at the same time, God is still being revealed. The covenant calling and covenant work goes on in each act of teaching and learning of the Torah, through which at the same time God is still being revealed. How has God been revealed to you this week? How can God be revealed to you this Shabbat? Where in your life do you see those openings? Page 214. Psalm 92. We sing to Shabbat.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד הבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינור. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון.
And on 215, Ashrei Yoshvei Beitecha Od Yehalelucha Selah. Happy are those who dwell in your house. They will sing your praises forever.
אשרי יושבי ביתך, עוד יהללוך סלה. 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 אשרי יושבי ביתך, אשרי יושבי ביתך. Happy are those who dwell in your house, they will sing your praises forever. Happy are those who dwell in your house, they will sing your praises forever. Ashrei yoshvei beitecha, od yehalelucha selah. Ashrei yoshvei beitecha, od yehalelucha selah. Happy are those who dwell in your house, they will sing your praises forever. Happy are those who dwell in your house, they will sing your praises forever.
We didn't get to it actually this morning in Torah study, but because of timing. But on Wednesday we looked at a text, a commentary written by my friend and colleague, Rabbi Rachel Timoner, at Beth Elohim in Brooklyn, New York, about this week's Torah portion. And one of the things that she writes about it is that, all of the sort of talk of animals and the sinew and the different parts of the animals and the guts and, all of the sort of, the pieces that tend to make us recoil, that there's actually something to learn in that. And I'm, of course, paraphrasing Rabbi Timoner, but that we can serve God with not only our spirits, not only our spirituality, our sense of spirit, but with our entire bodies. That is maybe one of the messages of the book of Vayikra. And that is also the message of Psalm 150, of singing to God, of praising God with everything that we have, with all of the musical instruments that we have. It goes through a whole list of ways that we can praise God, and that at the end of it, of course, Kol haneshama tehalel hallelujah. Everything that breathes, praise God. And before we go and do that, let's say Shabbat Shalom to Esther and to Mindy and to Trina. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Page 218.
Hallelujah, Bekodsho.
Hallelujah, Merki Auzo.
Hallelujah, Bigvurotav.
Hallelujah, Kerovuno.
Kol Hachama Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. Kol Hachama Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. Hallelujah, Betei Kashofar.
Hallelujah, Benevel Bechinor.
Hallelujah, Betofu Machor.
Hallelujah, Beminim Beugad.
Kol Hanshama Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. Kol Hanshama Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. Hallelujah, Betzil Tzalei Shama.
Hallelujah, Betzil Tzalei Shura.
Kol HaNeshama Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. Kol HaNeshama Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. Kol HaNeshama Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Hallelujah.
I love that version.
I do too.
It's so much fun. We continue on page 224, page 224, the Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah
Amen.
v'yamad yiverach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayetecho bet Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv ve'imiru amen Yehi shemei Rabbah mevorach Le'alam u'lamei almaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudsha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma ve'imiru amen.
And Shabbat Shalom to Ronnie. Good to have you with us as well. We continue on page 226, page 226 for the Baruch Hu. If you're able, please rise. Oh, I'm just move this so that you can see the ark a little bit more.
Ya la la, ya la la la, 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 ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la.
Shabbat Shalom, Julie. Shabbat Shalom, Jack. It's good to have you with us. We continue on the top of page 229. The top of page 229. Reading together. In the beginning, even then, a new light was sown for the righteous. A promise that your light would become the catalyst, first for order, and then for hope. Author of language and light, help us to use words as you have, to cast light into dark waters, and draw out justice and truth. Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzer HaMeorot. One of the things I love about that reading is this sense in Judaism that the world was created with words. And especially in a moment when we don't have much physical contact with each other, just probably for most of us, just the people in our own homes. As Jews, we know and believe that we can still create worlds with words. An important thing for us to remember as we reach out to each other with words, as we try to comfort each other with words, as we express our feelings with words. When you do that for somebody else, when you reach out to them with your words, you are helping to create and shape their world. It is not a little thing that we do for each other, especially right now. On the bottom of page 231, love your neighbor as yourself, you said. And light blinded, we saw that inner and outer worlds are one, as you are one. You spoke and we wrote. We reached for you down the centuries, your light moving before us as we climbed, fell back, and climbed again, your Sinai of life. Baruch atah Adonai, habocher be'amo Yisrael be'ahava. And in our morning minyan, our Shabbat morning minyan that we usually do in our chapel, our tradition has become to sit for Shema. If you'd like to stand, you certainly can, but I'd encourage you to sit wherever you are. You're probably already sitting. To contemplate the words that I think were not actually meant for God, but for us. Shema Yisrael. Listen, Israel. We're saying to ourselves, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavecha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ug'shartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam hamezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kedoshim le'Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lehiot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
Amen. On page 237. Life without integrity is like loosely hanging threads, easily fraying from the main cloth. While in acts of piety, we learn to understand that every instant is like a thread, raveling out of eternity to form a delicate tassel. We must not cast off the threads, but weave them into the design of an eternal fabric. Each day points to eternity. The fate of all time depends upon a single moment. Micha Mocha, page 240.
Shimcha asfatayam yachad kulam hodu v'himlichu v'yamiru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed Ya'la Be'ezrat Yisrael, Ufedechinu Mecha Yehuda Have Yisrael, Go Aleinu Adonai Tzebaot Shemo, Kedosh Yisrael, Baruch At Adonai, Gal Yisrael.
Amen. And the Shabbat Shalom to Carol and to Johanna, and to Judith, to Judy Lax. Good to have you with us. Shabbat Shalom to you. We continue with the Amidah, which can be found on page 242, page 242 in your Siddur. We will chant out loud together through page 248, and then you can continue either in the words in Hebrew or English through page 260, or you can sit down in your Siddur. Well, I guess you're not really setting it down, but you can move away from your Siddur and pray the words of your own heart, your own private prayer. You can certainly do that out loud if you want, in your own space. And we'll gather together again in a few moments once we are done with our own prayers. Again, page 242. If you're able, please rise.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Goel Chasadim Tovim, v'Konei HaKol, v'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, צומח נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה הכל. נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש קדוש קדוש, אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ, כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני אדוננו, אדיר שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון, לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Page 250, 250.
ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת מקדשי שבי שבת כולם יסבעו ויתענגו מטובך שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת והשביעי רצית בו וקידשת שבת חמדת ימים אותו קראת שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת זכר למעשה וראשית שבת זכר למעשה וראשית שבת
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Delight, people. Delight in Shabbat. So, should we chant a little Torah first?
I think so.
Okay, let's do that. As if you've been on our live streams already for Shabbat services, as you are aware, and those of you that have not been, we are not reading from the Torah scroll, entirely because the cantor and I are trying to keep our distance from each other. As you can see, we're quite a few feet away from each other, trying to get that 6-foot distance. And undressing the Torah is really a two-person job, and so I thought it made sense to not read from the Torah right now, but Cantor Hayut will still be chanting some verses of Torah for us. So where are we reading from, and what's it say, Cantor?
So this morning I thought we would read from the beginning of chapter 2, since last night we began in the beginning of chapter 1. So we went from animal sacrificing now to meal offerings. So the first several verses translate as follows. When a person presents an offering of meal to the Eternal, the offering shall be of choice flour. The offerer shall pour oil upon it, lay frankincense on it, and present it to Aaron's sons, the priests. The priest shall scoop out of it a handful of its choice flour and oil, as well as all of its frankincense. And this token portion he shall turn into smoke on the altar as an offering by fire of pleasing odor to the Eternal. And the remainder of the meal offering shall be for Aaron and his sons, a most holy portion from the Eternal's offerings by fire.
V'nefesh ki takriv korban mincha l'Adonai solet yihye korbano vayatzak aleha shemen v'natan aleha livona v'hevi'ah el b'nei Aharon HaKohanim v'kamat misham melo kumtzo misolta umishamna al kol halivon kol livonata v'hiktir HaKohen et Azkarata hamizbecha ishe reach nichoach ladonai v'hanoteret min hamincha la'aharon u'levanav kodesh kodashim meishe Adonai.
Thank you, Cantor Hayut.
Pleasure.
Shabbat Shalom to Constance, and I saw Peter just liked the video, the live stream, so Shabbat Shalom to you as well, Peter. I imagine Kettle is probably with you too, so Shabbat Shalom to Kettle. I'll say one word about the Torah portion. I gave a sermon about it last night, or at least including notions of the Torah portion last night, and you can view that live stream if you want on Facebook. You can go back and hear that sermon. But what I'll offer about this week's Torah portion, Vayikra, there's a sort of odd syntax of how this Torah portion begins. Yeah, thank you. Of how this Torah portion begins, and just so I don't make a mistake, I'm going to open up.
Oh, I could have given you this. It's much easier.
Okay. Great. So it begins, Vayikra el Moshe ve'yedaber Adonai elav me'ohel moed le'mor. Vayikra el Moshe. So implied there, God called to Moses. And then it says, Ve'yedaber Adonai el Moshe. And God spoke to Moses, me'ohel moed le'mor, from the tent of meeting, saying, and this is I think the only place in Torah where we find this this language and this syntactical setup. But it's odd because typically verses start "V'yedaber Adonai el Moshe le'emor," as we sort of just heard at the end of that verse, and God said to Moses, or "Vayomer Adonai el Moshe le'emor," and God, another way of saying said. God said to Moses. That's usually the way that verses start, and if you've ever heard Torah chanted, you've heard those lines before. But the way that it begins here, Vayikra el Moshe, and God called to Moses, is quite different than what we typically find. And there's lots of commentary around that idea. What's going on here? Why is God calling to Moses now? We studied a little bit of that earlier in Torah study this morning and on Wednesday evening. But I think for all of us, this sense of being called, what does that mean for you to be called? What have you felt called to in your life? What are you feeling called to right now? How do you hear God calling to you? Just as Moses heard God calling to him. Somehow it's different than God just speaking to Moses, because it continues, Vaydaber Adonai elav me'oho moed, and God spoke to Moses from the tent of meeting. There's something different about being called than being spoken to. So where do you feel called in your life? I think a question that all of us can ponder in these times, and hopefully to act upon. For instance, if you're able, and certainly only some of us should do this, and probably only those of us who are in good health and strength, JFS needs lots of volunteers to help pack groceries and to deliver those groceries to people's doorsteps. Keeping that social distance, the physical distance, but helping other people right now. Maybe you feel called to that. Maybe you feel called to giving in some other way. Maybe you feel called to your couch. That's possible too, I suppose. But I wonder, because there is a calling going on right now, I wonder if you feel called to serve, even from your home, even from your car, keeping physical distance from people, but still serving other human beings in this very difficult time in our country and our world. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you.
Page 371. Page 371, and just for extra protection, since
Good idea.
touching things that we're both handling, trying to. It's weird.
I was going to say,
weird.
and I'm hopeful and pretty confident that we're both okay, but
Yeah.
just in case, it would be good for not both of us to go down, so.
Yeah. Page 371, we are mindful that there are friends and family, loved ones, maybe even you in your own home, who are in need of healing. We pray for a speedy healing, or refuah shlema. As a community, we are particularly mindful of Debbie Pissarak, Joanne Blumberg, Valentina Wolfson, Hillary Handwerger, Bridget Ford, Joel Berger, Margaret Leslie, Sydney Uzum, Barry Hopkins, Buddy Tepper, Carol Morgan, Dick Jordanson, Melissa Dorfman, Steve Conway, Milton Child, Sherilyn Ford, Robert Morgan, Shmuel Natan ben Avra Yaakova, Jackie Moore, Roz Mermel, Lauren Orzak, Aaron Scott, Jennifer Kinzer, Harold Schumacher, Nicole Levine, Valerie Carey, Sharon Israel, Seema Kroll, and Debbie Weiner. If there are other names to add to our list for healing, please do so. You can text me. You can put it in the chat box on our live stream on Facebook. You can even send an email. I'll try to see if I can get those too. We'll sing the first verse of Misha Berach, and if there are names to be added, we'll do it in between.
Misha Berach Avotenu Bekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen.
I'd like to add Julia to the list.
Misha Berach Imotenu Bekor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Sorry about that, Howard. We continued before we got those names. We can add to our list Batya, Bat Yaakov, and Reuven ben Shoshana. We continue on page 586. 586. Aleinu, please rise if you are able.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Page 591.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved, And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die, people do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. We are in the period of Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning for David Zeff, Barry Zweig, Michael Lavin, Corinne Zabo, and Dr. Alan Menlo. Our yard sites this week are for Stanley Baru, Shirley Bachoff, Paul Boxer, Leonard Birchman, Joan Burnham, Mildred Califf, Aharon Hayut, Bertha Denson, Arlene Dietz, Hortense Foyer, Sam Friedland, Thea Friedman, Ray Goldberg, Lenka Goldova, Abbott Green, Perry Jacobs, Yetta Kahan, Gertrude Kotlarski, Alvin Krenitz, Gertrude Cooperman, Kenneth Levine, Shirley Levitt, Bernard Meyerowitz, Leon Miller, Jerry Millman, Evelyn Millman, Martha Mendelson, Michelle Mitchell, Mildred Pickus, Joseph Roberts, Ellen Sahlberg, Sherry Sachs, Wallace Scheid, Ida Scheid, Ann Shaftel, Ralph Shikes, Elaine Silverman, Ann Simon, Deborah Stein, Mary Stewart, and Gerald Zwerin. If there are other names to be added to our list for mourning, again, you can put that in the chat box. We'll wait a moment for that. Or send me a text message or email.
Isaac Zweifler. We lost our cousin this week.
Sorry. For all of those mentioned, for all of those who go unmentioned, and for all of those who have no one to say Kaddish for them, we rise, page 598. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'vyomechon, u'chayei t'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mivarach, le'olam olamei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudusha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tishbachata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehi shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mamav, hu ya'aseh shalom, Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'yimru. Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael.
May their memories be forever a blessing.
Amen.
Just a few quick announcements. Later today, a watch Raiders of the Lost Ark with Rabbi Daniel Alter. There's a watch party going on for that. You have to RSVP for that piece of it. It should be in an email that you've received from the congregation. And then tomorrow, a class where Rabbi Alter will be bringing midrashim and pieces of Torah to talk about Raiders of the Lost Ark. It seems like it'll be a really fun and interesting class. Tonight at 7:30 on Zoom, join me and my family for Havdalah in our home. And then next week, Tuesday night at 7:30, I'll be interviewing one of our members, George Bryloff, again on Zoom. It should be a lot of fun. He's a fun guy with usually a great sense of humor and good stories, and I'm expecting a really fun evening. That's at 7:30, and then on Wednesday, it is on Wednesday at 4
But
o'clock.
it's at 4 o'clock, right?
Wednesday at 4 o'clock, we are having a Temple Beth Emeth talent show, and this is for everybody. So if you have a talent, or even if you don't have a talent, maybe it could be the untalented show too. We'll have to see. Whether it's goofy, whether it's serious, whether you think it's awesome, whether you think, oh, I'm afraid to do this, you're on Zoom. It'll be fun. I think the possibilities are really great, but it depends on our community showing up and offering their talents in our talent show. 4 o'clock on Wednesday. It should be great. We are also going to be live streaming our monthly board meeting, and all of those things you can find on our website in the calendar. There's also a list of what's going on as well with Zoom links in there. If you click on one of those Zoom links and there's nobody there and you're there at the right time, go to the calendar to double check and click on the Zoom link in the calendar. That is hopefully the other links are right, but in case you have a problem, the ones in the calendar are definitely right. So click there if you do have problems with Zoom. And if you haven't downloaded Zoom yet, it will download, not automatically. You have to tell your computer that it can do it, but it'll download the first time that you try to log on to a Zoom meeting. So join us there. You can also just call in too if you just want to hear what's going on without seeing it. But for the talent show, you're going to want to see, I think.
Or be seen.
And be seen for sure, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could just, say you have a talent and say, there you go, and be on the phone and do it that way. But that wouldn't be much fun.
It wouldn't be as much fun.
No, it wouldn't be as much fun. Okay. I think I'll stop talking now. What are we going to sing our way out of here with, Cantor? Right?
So I think because we are still in challenging territory, I thought maybe we should conclude with, "Oh, guide my steps."
Okay.
So if you have a prayer book in front of you, it's on page 677, and I'll give you a moment to find it.
I have that.
Is it in there?
I don't know, but I think it's pretty easy.
Yes. I think it's 4 chords.
Yeah.
Or maybe 3. Great.
Is that a good key?
I think it's a great key. Oh, guide my steps and help me find my way. I need your shelter now. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps and help me find this day a song of praise to you. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps. Oh, guide my steps. Oh, and help me find my way. I need your shelter now. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps. And help me make each day a song of praise to you. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps. Oh, guide my steps and help me find my way. I need your shelter now. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps and help me make each day a song of praise to you. Rock me in your arms
and guide my steps.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.